So, commerce media overall is having a huge opportunity here, and really, an essence of it is just the actual purchase of goods on the commerce side, getting closer and closer to commerce and media. And this really started in the retail media side of things. So you've got Amazon and other big players. They had tons of digital consumers coming to their site. Well, what did they start to do? They started to give them advertising. This started with search and product advertising, which was very easy bottom of the funnel stuff for them to do, and it's been expanding upwards into more display and video advertising, and actually moving off-site as well. So they're starting to use their data opportunities and move off-site. At the same time, you've got consumers doing e-commerce in new ways. You've got influencers, live social commerce. So in our LUMAscape, we're really trying to cover that whole gamut of the commerce media ecosystem, as people are starting to think about how do I advertise with the connection to commerce across the landscape. So there's a lot on the media execution and retail media networks and other platforms. There's publisher tools, social tools, and then there's a huge infrastructure underneath that is the data players that allow this to work. It's data clean rooms, CDPs, the analytics and attribution, and the platforms like the commerce platforms themselves that actually offer up the closed loop attribution that is so powerful in this sector.
Great, and I saw you had on the main stage Megan Clarkin from Criteo,
Yep.
Which was interesting. Tell us, your thoughts on what they're doing.
Yeah, so Criteo is kind of a fascinating story. Their legacy is being as a single product retargeting business. That's what they're known for. They started having challenges with that a number of years ago as some of the data they leveraged was going away. At the same time, they actually acquired one of the first retail and media network technology players, HookLogic, in 2016. Megan joined in 2019 and has really been running part of the transformation as they shift to more of a broader commerce media platform. So they currently have a large retargeting business. They have a growing and one of the larger retail media technology provider businesses. And so we're really covering across the landscape and are fascinating, interesting company to talk to in the sector. This has really been a transformation for them, and as I noted to Megan on stage, it seems like in the last 2 years, despite everything else going on, they've actually made this shift from sort of defensive standpoint to an offensive standpoint, and all of that is focused around commerce media, broadly speaking.
But what is their sweet spot or their focus? Is it the long tail of retailers, or how do you perceive their market?
Yeah, so I think they probably have a couple of different markets. They work with 22,000 brands, across the broader media execution. On the retail media side of things, they're part of the engines that power some of the largest retailers that are moving into the space. So, they kind of span the spectrum, across big from the retailer perspective, who are technically their customers, to, very small advertisers.
Great, great. And some of your thoughts about the retail and commerce, and sort of what's exciting to you?
Yeah, I think what's so exciting about this space is it's got a lot of the signals that we saw in search and social. So search and social were built around scaled consumer base, robust first-party data, and then automated performance. That meant they could bring advertisers onto their platform efficiently, and they were able to sell them ads with with results at the end. So people were able to sort of shift their advertising spend from a discretionary expense to cost of goods sold. And that's exactly what's happening in commerce media. They have scaled consumers, they have robust first-party data, they're building a lot of that automated performance layer, and then they have the added benefit of closed-loop attribution. They actually see the purchase at the end, and so they can tie back to customers not a click-through to a site or intent, but actually the purchase of a good. And so that is a very powerful thing, and what it allows for is millions of potential advertisers and all of them spending at the efficient frontier, which means in a time like now where there's concern about recession, it's very easy to start to cut discretionary advertising expense. But if every dollar you spend is going to put out X in revenue, you're going to spend up to that efficient frontier whether or not, because you're not as concerned about the discretion around it.